Well, it's about time, ladies and gentlemen. And I feel like that Toyota, they're starting to become cool again. And no, yes, they've always been a cool brand. It's just, I feel like between early 2000s until now, they were just kind of bland ish. I feel like in 2020, that's when they really started to pick up things, really, and started pick up the pace on making cool cars again. But I feel like from that time period, they made bland cars. Don't get me wrong, there was nothing wrong with an older Toyota from the year 2000 until 2020. They are all phenomenal cars. If anything, they can outperform anything in its class. Like I had no idea what I just said. What I mean by that is that they're better than any other car out there, I firmly believe. But it was just bland. Like they made boring, pretty average looking cars. Most of them were bold looking, very striking designs back then. But they were never like into sports cars really. Besides the GT86, sure they still had cool cars in their lineup like the GT86, the Tacoma TRD Pro, the Forerunner TRD Pro, the Tundra TRD Pro. I don't know why I just almost forgot about that. What else? Nope, that's pretty much it. So, other than that, they made some cool cars between that time period, but they really didn't make nothing else other than that until now. See, we have newer cars coming for 2026, and I am very hyped because not only are they getting more aggressive with their styling, but they are also introducing some new sportier cars or like additions of their current sports car lineup. And not only that, they're bringing like more aggressive designs to their even normal cars. Just like today, for example, on the 20th of April, May, actually. Sorry, I literally forgot what day it is today. Yesterday, as I'm recording this video on the 21st, they dropped the all new RAV4. And it has that hammerhead design with the LED headlights in the front, like how the new Camry has, and I think the BZ4X has that now, or the Prius, whatever. They dropped the new hammerhead design on the RAV4, and it looks phenomenal. And we are getting a GR Sport model coming to America, which is something I'm really excited for because the GR Sport models were very exclusive to Japan from like 2019 until now. And now we are finally getting a GR Sport model in America, and I cannot be happier for that. Not only that, we have some new special edition cars that are coming in their lineups from the Corolla to the GR Supra Final Edition. Rest in peace to the legend. But not only that, some of their normal cars have gotten refreshed. So let's go on their website and check it out because there's a lot to see here. Anyways, we are here on the website already. And yeah, here you've got their current lineup, but it's very rather outdated because now we have some new things that have entered up. So we click upcoming vehicles. There is a lot to see. The brand new RAV4 was just unveiled yesterday as I'm recording this. And just look at that. I mean, that is sick. You cannot even lie that. I mean, it still retains the same shape except a new design. But what I like about it is the new headlights. And not only that, the interior has been refreshed. You still have the gear selector, which is something I really like that they kept. I was hoping that they didn't go for anything lesser than that gear shifter because I'm going to be honest, it feels satisfying to shift. But not only that, they kept that and they still have some of the interior like characteristics that the old one had, like these two dials that you see my pointer is hovering over storage cubby right there, this big screen, you still got all of that. And if we scroll farther, yep, there we go. The GR Sport model, if there is a page for the GR Sport model. I think I would have to go to their press release to see the pictures of the GR Sport model. So let's go find that real quick. Read all about it. Here we go. Press release. 2026 Toyota RAV4. So we are in the right place. If we go on images right here, we have the limited. Here we have what they call Family Studio. That's one of the media images. So right here we have the GR Sport, and you notice right here you've got a spoiler. Finally, they make the RAV4 sporty, and I've been waiting for this for a very long time. We've had the TRD model, but I feel like that was based more towards off roading. But we actually have something that is more for the streets, in a way. So yeah, you've got a spoiler on this GR Sport model. The front end, I really like the front end. It really reminds me of the brand new GR Corolla because you've got these huge vents right here where my cursor is pointing over, and you've got this really large front fascia right here. Hammerhead design lights, of course, and then right there you've got the GR logo on the brake calipers. That is sick. It only comes as a plug-in hybrid, which is really good because you'll be saving thousands on gas every single year. A lot better than electric cars here. And then you've got this trim right here, the Woodlands trim, which has some off-road characteristics, as I could see from these little lights right here. I wonder they should turn yellow. I feel like there should be an option where they turn yellow. I'm not 100% sure. Then you've got the limited. I haven't seen the more poverty specs one yet, like the LEs, the XLEs, or whatever. But yeah, all we have right now is a GR Sport Woodland trim and then the limited right there that you see in the back. So let's go see some more images. So yeah, all they have is just Woodland and limited pictures right now. They don't have any of the GR Sport images, which is fine. I really like this side profile. It really brings back the old boxy look that the older Rav4s had, like from like the early 2000s, late 90s boxy style, which is something I really like seeing back finally, is that we have that boxy shape instead of that more edgier shape, which is something that I've been anticipating for a while now that they bring back. So yeah, final thoughts on this RAV4. They nailed it, and I can't wait to see the GR Sport version because I feel like that is definitely going to turn some heads here. And not only that, we have been long overdue for a redesign for this car. So yeah, and I'm very glad that they brought a GR Sport model to America because that has been something that I've been waiting for years. And now that they've finally done it, I can't wait to see it hit the showroom floors. I'll be the first person in line to look at it. More on that to come later. So yeah, let's see what else we've got in the upcoming section. So here we have a couple new other cars. We have the BZ. I have no idea what the BZ is. I think it's the BZ4X, but it's the refresh version. I don't really care too much about that. The CHR, however, is back, which is something that I was kind of excited about considering I made a video about the CHR and I really like the styling of the old CHRs. However, it is electric. My page just froze. I simply don't understand why the new CHR is electric. I just wish they made it a hybrid. Don't get me wrong, it looks phenomenal, but it's just why did they not make it a hybrid? I don't understand because the Toyota electric BZ4X already failed so badly that nobody bought them. They're getting huge discounts, and not only that, it's very underwhelming for $40,000, and I feel like this is going to be another victim to that circumstance because, let's be honest, not many people are buying electric cars anymore, and especially with Toyota and how badly the BZ4X failed, I feel like this car will be their next victim. So it's really unfortunate they didn't make this a hybrid because I feel like if they did make it a hybrid, this would sell. This would fly off dealership lots simply because they can make a cheap hybrid, nothing too expensive, nothing too lackluster that exceeds everyone's expectations. But with an electric Toyota, however, nobody's really impressed. They're disappointed. Prices are high and the range is very lackluster, as other competitors for the same price or even cheaper can offer such better performance and better power figures. However, I will say that a hybrid version, it could come soon, but for now, we all we know is that it's electric. Nothing has really been said about it, and I'm not going to check out the press release because I've got better things to cover here. So if we go back to upcoming vehicles, so yeah, we have this Corolla Hatchback FX edition, which really brings back Scion vibes. To be honest, like if you see this here, that looks sick. These white wheels in this orange paint color, that is sick. So yeah, the legacy of fun lives on. Corolla Hatchback FX is an eye on it. I'm not reading that. Anyways, so the exterior, it's pretty much a normal Corolla with white wheels. But however, when we get on the inside, there's something more interesting about it. You see the seats here. Sure, you've got orange stitching everywhere. The seats, however, I noticed they look like they come from the GR Corolla, which is something that's really nice. really was like, I feel like with the inside, it's just going to be a normal Corolla with some different interior touches, but this is huge. Like getting the Alcantara suede and leather seats from the GR Corolla without the GR badge, obviously, as they're embroidered into the headrest, that is a nice touch. And that is definitely going to be something that may or may not be desirable. I don't know. Who knows? But with this here, I really like the paint color. It's a really nice orange, really pretty shade of orange, and the white wheels really completes the look. It really looks really clean, and it's also got that spoiler I just now noticed. I had never actually seen that before. It looks like it came off a GR Corolla, but I don't know. I could be wrong here. So yeah, Corolla Special Edition. I like the old font. Really brings back the, the older Corolla vibes. If you know what I'm talking about. Next up, I'm going to be very quick with this one, but oh, I almost just clicked on the wrong. Oh, no. Okay. So we got the new Corolla Cross. I can really care less about the one on the left. The one that really caught my eye was the one on the right. This is like the Limited or the XLE, but this new Corolla Cross, I really like the new front, even though nothing's really changed about it. Just this one really caught my attention because you've got that mesh grille right there that you got in the new Camry, the new Prius, the RAV4 I think has it. But I really like this front end. That's really why I just like really like how they redesigned this car right here. Not bad, not bad. I will say they definitely nailed it with this one. And I don't know, if I start a Turo business, I would probably most likely buy this car in this color. Just saying, because they do really well. Anyways, nonetheless, let's move on to our next car here. The GR86 Yuzu edition. Now, when this came out, I was all over it because not only is it yellow like the Scion FRS release series 1.0 back in 2013, but it has the Japanese exclusive TRD body kit, which we are finally getting here in America. It was only an option, only as an option, but now it comes with this special edition free of charge, and I cannot be happier because let's be honest, I don't really feel like if I were to buy a GR86, I'm getting this body kit on it most likely, but I'm not going to spend almost $50,000 for just the body kit on the car with the car itself. And not only that, you get these upgraded Brembo brakes, this beautiful yellow paint color, and on the inside you've got yellow suede and stitching everywhere, and I love it. A zesty look, inspired by the vibrant Japanese citrus, the GR86 Yuzu editions. I'm not reading all that, anyways. Limited edition. They're only making 860 units available across North America. So I'm not sure if Japan will get any, but it looks like that only we are getting them. So sorry, guys. Not only that, it's got the dual catback exhaust on here, which will really amplify the sound. And yeah, I just really hope that in a couple years from now I can find one for cheap. And if I'm making good money, then who knows? Maybe I might buy one. But I'm not 100% sure yet. But if I had the money right now, I would definitely fork over the cash and buy the car. Just saying. And then last but not least, but most unfortunately, the Supra Mark IV Mark V Final Edition. I apologize for calling it a Mark IV. Please don't flame me in the comments. So yeah, this right here is supposed to be the last of the GR Supra. Considering that BMW is discontinuing the Z4 because let's be honest, nobody's buying the Z4. They would rather take a Supra over a Z4. That is the reason why they are discontinuing the Supra. And what's weird is that the Supra does really well. They fly off dealership showrooms so quickly. Like some of them, when they appear on a dealer lot on the website, they are already pending sale. So I don't really understand why they can't put their own power plant into it, or maybe the design's out of date. I mean, to be honest, in the brand new Supra, you still got the old BMW chime. If I can just play that right now. Yeah, not only that is that the car is kind of outdated to most people's standards. It's still a really phenomenal car all around. You got the B58 inline six. They had an inline four, but nobody bought the inline four. And now you got a manual transmission, which actually did better in sales over the automatic 8-speed automatic transmission or whatever. More people bought the manuals than the automatics. It's still a really good all around car. They sell really well, but now it's coming to an end. Very unfortunate, but it will definitely be a desirable car one day. This final edition in question, as I'm not sure how many they're making, but it's just a matter of time until we find out. But yeah, really unfortunate that they're discontinuing it. However, there has been talks that they are going to make another. The next generation Supra is possibly in development right now, so we're not 100% sure if this is the end. But yeah, it is the end for now. It's quite unfortunate. And while I might be a little biased for saying that Toyota now makes cool cars specifically geared towards the streets, I feel like they've got something for everybody now. You've got this 4Runner TRD Pro right here, which is for the off-roading guys. You've got Camrys, Corollas. Not many people really care about those. I love the Camrys though. But you've also got the GR Corolla, which is inspired by rally racing, considering that it's all-wheel drive, has a three-cylinder engine from the GR Yaris, and it has the rally intentions in mind as they've made a circuit edition, a core edition. Uh, I have no idea what I'm talking about, but you get the point. GR Supra, of course, for track racing or even just daily driving a sports car, that you have the GR Supra. And if you want something a little bit on the lower end of the spectrum as a sports car, you got the GR86 with the Subaru Flat 4. Not really best in terms of reliability, but to be honest, I don't think most people really pay attention. Still a phenomenal car. I'm not giving that any doubts whatsoever. And then not only that, you've got the Land Cruiser. Toyota finally listened to us and they gave us the Land Cruiser. However, the biggest disappointment about that is that it only has a hybrid four-cylinder. And yet the Lexus GX, which is the Land Cruiser's luxurious, more lavish sibling, has a twin turbo V6, which is something I wish they put in the Land Cruiser, but they gave us a hybrid four-cylinder instead, which makes no logical sense. That's why you've got many used ones piling up on dealer lots because everyone's like, oh, this hybrid powertrain is lackluster and very underpowered. I'm never laughing like that again. I wonder why, Toyota. I wonder why. But yeah, not only that, you've got all these other cars. You've got the Tacomas and the Tundras. Tundras are not really all that best either. However, with the Tacomas, the iForce Maxes, if we go to Explorer here, we've got some pretty cool Tacomas now. Not only that, you see this one right here, shown right here. That's the TRD Pro. That thing is sick. I mean, having your driver and passenger seats with suspension is something completely unheard of. And then what you see right now, that's a Trail Hunter. The Trail Hunter is pretty nice. I just recently saw one in person. It is nice. And then, of course, you've got your normal TRDs. They still come with the manual, by the way. So, props to Toyota for keeping the manual because, man, the world would have been a horrible place without the manual in a Tacoma. Scary. And then last but not least, the 4Runner. The 4Runners are really, really cool. I mean, for the sixth generation, so many people are kind of like criticizing the design, but frankly, it looks really cool and it was well needed considering that the 4Runner fifth generation was almost 15 years old at this point. It was really overdue for a redesign, and I think they couldn't have done any better. And they have the Trail Hunter and TRD Pro variants, and then you've got your normal ones like TRD Sport, SE, whatever. Really nice car overall. So I really feel like that Toyota now as a brand, they've got something for everybody. While other brands are lacking that, like Honda, you've only got the Civic Type R and the off-road versions, off-road cars. There's not really much variety like they used to. Sure, they're bringing the Prelude back, but then at the same time, you once had the CRX, the Prelude, the Civic Coupes, Accord with V6s, things that people liked back then. And now they're downsizing really just to cut costs, make things more efficient, which I'm not against. But then at the same time, they got to listen to the enthusiasts a little bit. You know what I mean? And then Subaru, you've got the WRX and the BRZ. Nothing's changed. However, you've got the STI variant of the WRX coming soon, only offered as an automatic, however. And that's just really defeats the whole purpose of a WRX because what good is a WRX without a manual transmission? But who am I to complain? I guess. I guess it's a desirable car in some way, shape, or form. And then not only that, Mitsubishi, they make probably the worst economy cars money can buy. Like you are better off buying a used Camry over a brand new Mitsubishi Mirage. And I get it, that's people's A to B transport, but then at the same time, it's like, come on, bro. Nobody is buying that respectfully. And then who else am I missing? Lexus, we don't really talk about Lexus because that's not like everyday people cars. That's like for more people who can afford a luxury car. But yeah, not only that, Toyota, they have something for everybody now. And it's really nice to see that they've really strayed away from making boring cars like they used to. And now they have something fun and something for everyone, for everyone's interest. And I can't wait to see how much they will progress in the future as they are in talks of bringing back the MR2 and the Celica and all this other stuff. I just hope none of them are crossovers, but that's besides the point. They still make cool cars. They always have, but now there's really something for everybody, like how there wasn't before, and it's really nice to see. So, again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe if you like content like this. I make a bunch of it, and I've got a few more videos on the way. And once I graduate here in like less than a month, I will definitely be making a lot more videos, depending on if I'm working a lot more. I'm not 100% sure. I'll keep you guys updated. So, yeah, that was pretty much it. See ya.